Yes, sir.
We would like to understand the term variables. We would like to understand what are variables. Why they are called variables? Any idea? Any one of you can take a mic and ask. This is only a discussion type of this one. Because they vary in variables. For example, height. You're all sitting there 60 persons. Is the height same for all of you? No. So it's a variable. Gender. Half of you are women, half of you are men. So gender variability. Weight. All of you have different weights. All of you have different blood pressures. All of you have different sugars. All of you have different genetic background. All of you are different socioeconomic status. All of you are different, so many things. Only thing probably common is you all joined GEMS as the PGs of the first year. That may be the only thing common. Other than that, everything else is a sort of a variable. So there will be certain things which are common, certain things which are variable. The ones we will be measuring are those which we expect to vary with our treatment. That is why it is called variable. Okay. So the definition of a variable is a measurable attribute of a sample. Sample means the study subject, height or weight of the sample data set. So first of all, it should be variable. Second thing is it should be measurable. Supposing it is not measurable, how do I then measure it? Then if it is not measurable, even though it is varying, I don't know. So for example, I wanted to know the moods of you. The moods are very variable, I know. In the morning, the mood is different. After the classes, the mood is really boring. But then there must be some tangible methods of measuring it. Variables vary from individual to individual, from the group to the group. They may vary with the same individual also. The best example is blood sugar and circadian variation of blood pressure, diurnal variation of blood pressure, diurnal variation of cortisol, postprandial variation of triglycerides. Certain tests we do only in the fasting because they vary with the fed state and the fasting state. So the variable can be a thing measurable, a thing which varies from time to time, from person to person, in the same person also. So that's what we understood. Now let us go and a little further. Types of variables. What are the types of variables? Qualitative variables, quantitative variables. Qualitative and quantitative. Very easily understandable. Qualitative means categories. Two categories, men and women. They are not quantitative. Men is not superior or woman is not superior to the man. So there is no gradation or quantity involved there. It is either yes or no. Is he a man or is he a woman? Yes, no. The answer will be mostly yes, no, or it could be an order also. So we'll come to that. Categorical variables are qualitative variables. Continuous variables are called quantitative variables. Tell me one name of the continuous variable. Think over. Height. Okay. Is it a quantitative variable or qualitative variable? It is a quantitative variable. Weight, blood pressure, blood sugar, blood cholesterol. Okay. How about ABO group? Is it quantitative or qualitative? ABO blood group is not quantitative. It is a qualitative variable. Whether a person is A, B, AB or O. It can be anything else in between. Not that A is superior than B and B is less than ABO like ABA like that. So qualitative variables are categorical variables. Category అంటే ఒక గ్రూప్, ఒక బంచ్. ఇది ఏ గ్రూప్ వాళ్ళు, ఇది బి గ్రూప్ వాళ్ళు, లైక్ దట్. Continuous variables means they are numbers. Like for example, height, weight, blood sugar, blood cholesterol, heart rate, pulse oximetry, whatever you say, all that are quantitative variables. Any difficulty to understand this bit? Yes or no? Nod your head, I am seeing you. Yes means like this, no means not like that. Okay, there is no difficulty in understanding the simple things. You are all very highly qualified doctors already. So what is a qualitative variable? Qualitative variable is also called a categorical variable. Values cannot be interpreted as a number. They are discrete. One is separate from the other. Gender, for example, male separate, female separate, intersex separate. There could be only 3 answers for that. Okay. Likewise, when you say ABO group, there could be 4 only there. They're discrete. There is no mathematical relationship. 1 plus the other 2 is equal to 3, 3 is equal to 4, 3 is greater than 4, or 4 is greater than 3, A is greater than B group, B group is better than C, ABO group. Like that, it is not there. Okay. Qualitative variables are categorical and cannot be interpreted as a number. They are discrete and there is no real mathematical relationship. Why I want to know all this? Because my test of significance, my statistical test will depend upon whether I am using a qualitative variable or a quantitative variable. That we come to know day after tomorrow. Which test we do when it is qualitative variable, which test we do when it is a quantitative variable. For example, in the proposal we wanted to develop Horlicks, we are going to measure the height. The height is a quantitative variable, isn't it? Now, in the qualitative, again, there are 2 types. What are they? Nominal and ordinal. Nominal means just names. There is no ordering. There is no natural ordering. You can write man or woman, woman or man. There is no order about that. You can write A, B, A, B, A, O. Any order you can write. So there is no ordering there. And one is not better or worse than the other. And they are independent and they are names. For example, United States, India, Russia, Sri Lanka. These are, you have to write them in that. Just like that, they are names. Race. Race is, ethnic race is Indians, Asians, Hispanics, Europeans, North Indian Americans, like that, any race you can write. For example, faith, those who follow Hinduism, those who follow Islam, those who follow sort of Christianity, Judaism, Jainism, whatever is that. So there is no, not one is superior or inferior, there is no mathematical relationship, they are independent names. They are called nominal. Nominal means just names. Order. Ordinal means the naturally ordering results. What is the best thing, ordinal variable you want to have in your clinical medicine? Supposing you are asked to grade dyspnea. Grade 1 dyspnea, grade 2 dyspnea, grade 3, 4, 5 means it is ordered. Grade 1 dyspnea is milder, grade 5 is very severe. So there is an order of severity. Murmur, it's a grade 1 systolic murmur, grade 4 systolic murmur, you say. So this grading or power of the muscle, you say. The power is 5 by 5, it's been normal. 4 by 5, another person has got 2 by 5 or 1 by 5 or 0. That means there is no power at all. So these are orders. When you have an ordinal variable, I have given you several examples of a nominal variable and an ordinal variable. An ordinal variable, there is an ordering of the orders. Grade 1 dyspnea to grade 5, grade 1 murmur to grade 5 murmur, and then grade 5 power to grade 0 power. So these are there is an order. But the difference between 1 and 2 is not the same as the difference between 2 and 3. There is no exact mathematical difference between them. But there is an order. Okay. So then you come. Next is the quantitative variables. Quantitative variables, also called quantitative variables, have a continuity. 122 blood pressure, 124, 126, 128. Blood sugar 130, 133, 134, 135. There is a scale there. It is going on. At one point you say it is normal, at the other end you say it is abnormal. There will be a cutoff level at below which it is low, below which it is high, above which it is high, and in between is the normal range. That is how we quantify them, continuous variables. Here, there are 2 continuities there. One is digit continuity, the other is in between the digit continuity. For example, I want to ask the mother how many children she has. She will say, I have 2 children. Another mother will say 3 children. And another lady will say 1 child. So, but we can't have 1.5 children. Can we have? Can any mother have 1.5 children? Not possible. So there is no number between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 5. Such a thing is called discrete variables. discrete, quantitative variables. Discrete means one is separate from the other by a particular step. You can't have in between a point there. Okay. How about blood sugar? Is it discrete or continuous? In fact, it is continuous, but the lab reports as discrete. There will be also blood sugar of 133.5, 133.6 also, but we don't go to that precision. We just say 133 or 134, 135. It is treated as discrete, though it is continuous. Likewise, blood pressure also. Likewise, height also. Height means 5 feet 6 inches or 160 centimeters, 160.5 centimeters, 160.6 centimeters, 160.7 centimeters. All are possible. But we round it to the nearest integer. Okay, continuous variable, quantitative variables are two types, discrete and continuous. Discrete, there cannot be any in-between number. How many attacks of myocardial infarction you had? They can say 4 attacks or 3 attacks or 5 attacks. You can't say 2.5 attacks. How many children you have? Not like that. How many vomitings you had from morning? Again, number 1, 2, 3, 4. It can be 2.5 vomitings or 1.75 vomitings like that. Isn't it? So discrete variables and continuous variables. Is there any difficulty in this lesson? I am going as though I am going to a 12th class student. Okay. So the data is either nominal, either qualitative or quantitative. Among the qualitative, you have nominal data and the ordinal data. Nominal data are simple names. There is no mathematical relationship between one another. One is not better or worse than the other. In the ordinal data, there is a graded stepwise pattern, but the distance between grade 1 and grade 2 is not same as 2 and 3, and there is no different mathematical relationship. Best example is grade of the murmur, power, and then dyspnea grade or whatever it is. And then quantitative variables are where the number is written and not the sort of name there, not the category is written. They are not categorical. These are quantitative variables. Again, continuous variables and then discrete variables. Discrete is number of children, number of attacks, number of episodes of anything, number of fits that a person had from morning, number of syncopal attacks the person experienced, a number of vertiginous attacks. All these things are discrete, whereas continuous are height, weight, blood pressure, sugar, all your biochemical variables are continuous variables. What is the difference? Why I should know? Because the statistical tests depend on the type of the variable that is being measured. Now, this is what a type of continuous variable. Integer is also called discrete variable. I told you, number of myocardial infarctions, number of white blood cells in a blood sample, like that. A variable that can take only a countable number value is called a discrete variable. Then quantitative variables that can take any value along the same line, like blood pressure, blood sugar, which are continuous variables. Why is it important to understand this? We collect data in terms of variables. We are measuring variation. Doctor is only, the practice of medicine is only look at the variation, not look at the common things. How this patient's fever is variable from the other patient's fever. He has got chills, rigors. That fellow has got vomiting, diarrhea, and then urinary irritation. So the fever is different between this fellow and that fellow. So the variation only we are trying to pick up. Otherwise, everything is very difficult to diagnose. We wanted to look at the variation. We analyze statistically using the variable, and the statistical test depends, of course, on the variable, whether it is independent variable or dependent variable. There are another two important concepts called a dependent variable and an independent variable. Okay. Now, in our study, we would like to give Horlicks and see the gain in the weight. What do you think is the dependent variable and what is the independent variable? Does height related to Horlicks or Horlicks related to height? Do you think taller children will take more Horlicks, or people who take more Horlicks can become taller? Which is right? There is one is dependent on the other. The height is dependent on the intake of the nutrient, isn't it? Not the nutrient is not dependent on the height. So the height is dependent on the intake of the nutrient. So the height becomes the dependent variable. The independent variable will be the nutrient. For example, high blood pressure and stroke. Do you think stroke will cause high blood pressure or high blood pressure will cause stroke? Normally, high blood pressure associated with stroke. High blood pressure is the very independent variable. Stroke is dependent on the high blood pressure. So this also you can keep in mind. We'll come to that when we are analyzing dependent and independent variable. I think this is all about the variables thing I wanted to show. I don't want to confuse you more. So what are the things that are there? Number one, the data is always recorded as variables, and by as doctors, as clinicians, and as researchers, we are interested in the variables only. And these variables will have nominal, ordinal, and then discrete variable, and nominal, ordinal, and continuous. Nominal and ordinal are called category variables. Nominal, there is no relationship between one and the other. They are simple names like names of cities, names of religions, like that. Ordinal, there is an order like power, your dyspnea, murmur, whatever is that. And then you have got the discrete variables and continuous variables. You know what are discrete variables and what are continuous variables. Also, I have told.